Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Sammy, United People's TV, here to kick off another week, here to kick off December. United won a game of football yesterday. I didn't exactly enjoy the full 90 minutes, but I enjoyed the second half. I enjoyed the result. We'll run through the whole game. We'll run through Amorim's reaction. We'll speak about Zirkzee, Mount, Shaw, West Ham on Thursday, the Premier League results at the weekend. It's, as I said, December. By the way, I ordered a Christmas tree like 10 days ago. Didn't turn up, did it? I think it's going to come on Wednesday. Don't shoot me, though. It's not my fault. But look, we've got the Christmas lights up. Fergie's got his festive hat on. He's having a great time. Look, got some new lights for these as well. I've had those lights for a long time. I just haven't put them up. I actually think it looks quite nice, if I do say so myself. Rubbing them hams together, indeed. Who had a good weekend? What did you get up to? Let's have a good show today, because last week was torturous, I think, is the best way to describe it after that Everton game. Significantly better mood today and this week. Who's here? Maddie, Teresa, good morning to both of you. JC, Carl, Alex, Gungshi. The mods are out in army. The army of mods are out today. We've got some members as well. Paul the Red, got Caleb, Chris Diet, Rex, we've got Pyro, Saeed, Jason, and there's some non-members too. Godflow, we've got Johnny, Richard, Mona, we've got Steve O'Carrison, and Doogie. What's the name of that police officer in Scary Movie? Is it Doofy? Scary Movie. Still quite funny, I'll be honest. That stood the test of time. I didn't think it would, but it has stood the test of time. Who got up to what at the weekend? Tell me some good stories, right? It's a bright Monday, says Just. Well, not really, mate. It's absolutely passionate doing. I'll be honest. Right. Let's run through a few things. First things first. Latest episode of the podcast is out. There's 3 of me on screen right now. That's too many. It's me, it's Dan, it's Nick. And it's nice to come and have a podcast after a win. Yeah. We ran through, just like we will on today's show, we ran through the first half and the second half. Jekyll and Hyde, Manchester United. Kind of the opposite of what United have been this season, by the way. Prior to the last couple of games, United have been significantly better in the first half. Remember we did that table? I think we were only second behind City a couple of games ago. In terms of if you ended the game at half-time, we'd be second in the Prem. And we were 18th in the Prem, just on second halves. Right? Very different against Crystal Palace. Let's be completely honest. Eddie watching from Cape Town. How you doing? Big boy, you said you played some footy. Ankle shattered. Don't talk to me about shattered ankles. You're definitely preaching to the choir in that sense. But Elliot, you finally won a game in Sunday League. Round of applause. Right. Let's run through the weekend's results, because it was another... Well, this is just what the Prem is, man. Brentford, Burnley, don't care. City, well, they 2-0 up, and then it was 2-2, and then they got a 90-odd minute winner. Who cares? Sunderland came from 2-0 down to beat Bournemouth 3-2. That's an impressive result. Everton reverting to character after their cup final. Mate, the amount of Evertonians I've had up in my grill on Twitter. They are pissed. Anyway, Everton reverted to character. Pickford decided to throw the ball in his own net, basically, after making a worldie save against Zirkzee. And, mate, Thomas Frank's getting sacked, isn't he? Thomas Frank is like the quintessential example. I remember, like, the first 4 weeks of the season, everybody was glazing Thomas Frank. United have made such a mistake keeping Amorim. I'm not saying that there's any that's just revisionism. I remember what the consensus was at that time. Thomas Frank was the answer. Look how quickly he's got that response out of that Spurs team. It's incredible. So much better. Why can't he do this? Why can't he do that? Yeah, okay, well, let's fast forward, a couple of months? Nothing's really changed. Had a couple of injuries, sure. But they got Newcastle away on Tuesday night. And given the condition of their team and their morale right now, they're losing that game. Probably getting booed off as well. Anyway, United beating Palace. Chelsea drawing with Arsenal. 2 drop points there. Liverpool, who cares about them? But it leaves the table like this, right? What would you describe this season as in the Premier League? You know what? You know what it feels like to me? If I was to look at, I don't know how many years actually, but like quite a few years back. Last year was a surprise for everybody because Arne Slot's Liverpool won the league and no one expected that in the first year away from Klopp. But there's always been like established, it feels like it anyway. I'm trying to verbalise what I'm thinking in my head. This feels like a season where it's kind of only Arsenal who are established as a team. City, up and down, up and down. Chelsea, maybe Chelsea actually, you can put them into the conversation too. Other than that, everyone, I'm not saying everyone's in as like a full transition, but no one's properly established. Every single week, everybody can drop points. And that's a pretty good way to describe it. Like it feels like a Royal Rumble. Anybody can knock anybody out at any one point. Now, you might say that that's always been the case in the Premier League, but there's always been like a one or two runaway teams. It's just not the case this year. Like, Liverpool have lost, 9 out of their last 12? Something like that in the league. They're on the same points as us. We have been massively inconsistent all season. We're 4 points off second. Our ambitions are the top. Well, you can even go top 4 here, really. Let's be totally honest. Totally in our hands. Makes the result against Everton frustrating. I know that. But it really is a case of one win can shift a massive bit of momentum. That's exactly where we are right now, and it's exactly what's happened after this weekend again. What's everyone thinking about that game, right? Let me know. Right, and you're saying, look, City second, they look dodgy. Mate, they threw away a 2-0 lead against Leeds at home, who were awful, by the way, for the majority of that game. But United against Crystal Palace, right? Man, full disclosure here, my feeling at half-time was it was a bad one. It was a really, really bad one. It felt like it wasn't even a continuation from Everton. In my mind, I was thinking, after what they've showed against Everton last week, we're going to have to see a response here, surely, from these players. Just up a couple of notches, what you should expect as a minimum, etc., etc. But it wasn't, man. It was really, really bad that first half. United playing in second gear, and Palace were just better in every individual battle because it was basically a 3-4-3, 3 at the back system, matched up against each other. It was kind of like battles. It was De Ligt against Mateta, and Mateta was winning that. In midfield, it was, Wharton and Kamada. They had the run in the midfield. Munoz definitely had the run on the right-hand side. We were just losing every single battle in that first half. And then the second half, it changed. It really changed. Something I want to quickly say here before we move on is, right, a little bit later in the show, we're going to be doing the first, big up to Alex for making that. We're going to be doing the first Advent calendar quiz. So at the end of every single live show in December, we're going to have a little interactive quiz. I'll send you the link. You can just play it on your browser, on your phone, however you want to do it. And fastest finger first, whoever's top of the leaderboard at the end of that quiz is going to win a prize. We've got all the posters down there. We've got loads of stuff to give away. It's going to be a fun December here. As fun as it can be. And ideally, United win every game. Well, that'll be quite nice as well. But that's coming later on. So make sure you stick around for that. Now, let's go back to the game. Let's see what you're saying down here. Someone's having a go at Casemiro for the first half. I'm surprised Casemiro didn't score like less than a minute in. That would have made such a difference. Donkey, you're saying, what do you think of Wharton? I thought Wharton played exactly how I know Wharton can play. Those passes, the pass into Mateta for the penalty that Yoro, it was clumsy from Yoro. We'll speak about Yoro a little bit later on. He's not in the best of form, but he's 20. No one's going to massively get on his back. Good to see Mount supporting him at full time, though. It was a good pass from Wharton, and those sorts of passes, I love those passes. You know, the ones that, like, a pass from a midfielder, which is risky, but is done with such intent that it's just, like, direct. It's like it's pinging an arrow. It's a lovely pass. Continuing on from Everton in the first half, but Palace dropped off after playing on Thursday and got tired, and it definitely affected the game, right? Good. Finally, United get a bit of an advantage from playing bloody one game a week, right? I want to show you this as well. This was fun. I like this chant. Everyone loves Daft Punk. Yeah, come on. I'm probably going to get shut down for copyright because of that. Right. I enjoyed that. But Amorim speaking after the game, I was asking Dan and Nicky this on the podcast. From you watching the game, what do you think changed, or what do you think felt different in the second half? Other than the obvious, right? We did play with more intensity. We were stronger in the tackle. We were faster to press the opposition. The basics, right? The physicality side of things. Amorim was speaking about that after the game, unsurprisingly. He was asked to explain the lack of intensity in the first half. So there's a lot of things. The pace of the ball can be better. That's what I mean about like zipping a pass across. All the small details, I think we improved. When you have one or two plays, the rhythm flows better. Would you say it's fair in saying that it kind of all switched after Zirkzee just pinged that? That was a ridiculous goal from Zirkzee. We'll speak about Zirkzee in a bit more detail soon. Like, ridiculous finish. Had no right to score from there. It's like postage stamp. But that goal sort of shifted it. And then from that point, United, and we really controlled that second half. That's what Ruben Amorim said after the game.
I just said to the
in terms of what he said at halftime, by the way. This is what he said.
Players, we need to be more alive, and you can feel that. So if you are more alive, you are in more places, you are near the ball more often, and I think everyone did that. But we also need to understand that the opponent was tired also in the second half, and when you increase the rhythm and the opponent gets tired a little bit, suffers right away a goal, you felt that we had the control of the game, and that's it.
United certainly took advantage of the fact that Palace played midweek. But so they should. But they should be playing with that sort of intensity in the first half. It shouldn't require a drop-off from the opposition for you to sort of pull your socks up. And we'll find out about that against West Ham on Thursday. It's going to be another example. I suppose quite similar to the Everton game. A game where you're going into it, at home, you would expect United to win that game. But expectations normally weigh this team down. Sam and Ant, you're both complimenting the away end. Mate, it's one of my favourite ever away ends is Selhurst Park. It's because we were 2-0 down, we won 3-2 because of that Matic volley. But I think I was there for the Zlatan winner as well. I had that 2-3 year period where I kind of went to a lot more games than I ever could now. I enjoyed it. What we're saying down here then. Aggression, second half, different team, says Nat. It's mad how we only play well in one half. It's been like that for years now. It'd be nice to see United putting it together for a full 90. Sunderland at home, we did that. I think we kind of did it for Liverpool as well. Richard, I think the pressing was pretty good in the second half. I wouldn't say United's press was like full tilt. And I mean that in a complimentary way. Like, we chose when to press. We chose when to go forward with the triggers. It worked. And of course, that goal. I was speaking about Shaw a little bit later in the show. I absolutely will. You know how much I've criticised Shaw this season. And just like criticised his presence in the team, I suppose. Almost more than Shaw himself. But Zirkzee. What did you make of Zirkzee's performance? I think we all know what we made of that goal. That was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Really smart from United. Really smart from Bruno. The ball, we'll speak about set pieces. The touch from Zirkzee and the finish. Like, people are going to be calling United Moments FC, I suppose. Or some United fans, I'm guessing, will. In that second half. But even like great teams need sparks. Great teams need moments as well. And Zirkzee provided that. And the second one was dead smart as well, by the way. Bruno rolling the ball, shifting the wall, Mount hitting it underneath it. Good. Smart. But Zirkzee himself, I think, really deserves praise. Right? I spoke about Zirkzee after the Everton game. If Cunha was fit today, would Zirkzee have... Sorry, if Cunha was fit to face Crystal Palace, would Zirkzee have started? Likely not. But he got another opportunity, and he took that. This is what Amorim said after the game, right? Said lots of little things changed in the second half, and the way Zirkzee was controlling the ball, the way of defending the second balls, the details and the talent up front made a difference. And like if you looked at Zirkzee's first half performance against Mateta, it made the gap all the more apparent. Because every time that Henderson was knocking it long towards Mateta, it would probably turn into a chance for Crystal Palace. De Ligt was trying, but I didn't realise how big. I knew Mateta was big. Dude is like square. It's like you can't get round him. It's ridiculous. And in the first half, it was the opposite. Like again, nothing was really sticking through Zirkzee. But in the second half, it just felt everything just felt better. Let me see what you're saying down here. Most goals are just moments. Says Dan. I mean, ultimately they are, I suppose. Someone's got to finish it. Anti-sawing concern, relying on sparks rather than creative football. United right now, as far as creating from open play, we've definitely taken a couple of steps back. It's something I want to ask you, and I asked the lads in the podcast. Like, what's your take on Mbeumo right now? I don't mean, Mbeumo hasn't scored in a couple of games, let's all have a go at Mbeumo. That's not what I'm saying. The thing I'm getting confused about is that we don't seem to be getting him into the correct positions enough with the ball. In that second half, there was one point where I swear Mbeumo was like right wing back, and he just dropped deep, did a little 1-2 with, it might have been Zirkzee, I can't remember, it might have been Zirkzee, it might have been Mount, did a little 1-2, and then ran from the halfway line and drove towards the edge of the Palace box. So I don't really want Mbeumo there. I want Mbeumo far closer to the goal. Do I want him a little bit more central? I don't know whether I want him a little bit more central. But he's struggling down that right-hand side currently. Last couple of games. In terms of creativity, maybe it's a lack of working with Ahmad. I don't know. I'm going to see what you're saying down here. Sensational player in the wrong position. I wouldn't say he's in the wrong position. He's one Premier League player of the month in the exact same position. Mbeumo needs Cunha's runs to thrive. Yeah, maybe there is a correlation between Mbeumo's output and Cunha being out of the team. Maybe there is. Alex saying Mbeumo's doing fine, just needs to stay higher. Ahmad and Mbeumo both not in form. Yeah, it felt like he definitely played a little bit more central in the second half. I actually think it kind of worked. Like, Amorim after the game effectively saying, like, I didn't tell Zirkzee and Mbeumo to work closer together. Just said to them, quote unquote, be more alive. Now, you might have, why is Amorim not giving them clear tactical instructions? Well, it worked, didn't it? Right. You'd probably come out at full time and then have a go at him for giving too many tactical instructions if it didn't work. You know what I mean? It was a good second half. Just overall. The team, really. Amorim speaking about him here, saying, look, it was important, talking about the goal. It wasn't just the goal. The runs in behind, he struggled on the duels, he won some in the second. We improved a lot because of his quality. It's important for him to understand that it's not just the goal. We played better because he played well in the second half. So Amorim's not giving the whole game to Zirkzee and say, well, he's the inspiration for all of it. But he's saying, like, if our striker's playing better, our team plays better. these things are connected. You can speak about teams are made up of great individuals, right? And if you're not playing well individually, you're probably not going to play well as a team. We have missed Šeško. We knew we would, right? That first half very much felt like last season. Like when you take Šeško and you take Cunha out of the team, even with Mbumo in it, it felt like last season. It kind of goes to show you like how much needed and needs to change inside this team to take us forward. But yeah, we are struggling right now in front of goal. However, this has made a damn difference. Amorim was asked about set pieces. As we're working a lot, when you come to the Premier League, you learn a lot with other teams, how to do it, and we are stealing a lot of other things to score goal. Good. Keep it going, boys. Set pieces, man. Right now, we're very much Arsenal Stoke. The thing I was taking the piss out of. Right now, because we're not creating enough from open play, we're kind of leaning on the set pieces. But at the very least, we have got that. Set pieces are all... I'm not going to go as far as saying a get-out-of-jail-free card, right? Because I think that's unfair. It's not just United. You can look at the trend in the Premier League. You can be pissed off about it if you want. Fair enough. But that's just the trend of the Premier League. Long throw-ins, set pieces, corner routines. They're more important and more obviously important this season than they were the season before. Will that continue next season? I don't know. Maybe. But both of those set-piece goals were smart ones. The quick free kick from Bruno caught Crystal Palace off guard. That's just smart play. Bruno rolling the ball out to Mason Mount, so the wall completely moved, lost its position, left gaps in, and Mount just rolled it under. That's a smart goal. Set pieces are... Alex, you're calling the opportunity. It's something I said in the podcast this week. Now, don't you find it funny how football has changed so much over however many years, right? Tiki-taka, heavy pressing, 4-4-2, 4-3-3, all the different trends and formations and styles that come in. Mate, a corner is still a bloody corner. Free kick is still a free kick. A set piece is still a set piece. It doesn't matter whether it's 1964 or 2025. The ball's in the same position and everyone's in the box trying to head it in, and it's a free kick with a wall standing in front of it. Nothing's really changed. Set pieces are old school. But United are taking advantage of them. As they should. And you need to in the Prem. Because, as I said, we go back here and we're... When United are free-flowing, which is going to be... has to be a lot more than what we're doing right now, then set pieces just become like an asset, a tool. Like an add-on, if you want to call it that. Score the odd corner or a free kick here and there, it's good. Right now, we're just too reliant on them because we're not creating enough from open play. But ideally, we improve from open play and we keep the set-piece threat going and you combine them together. That's what I want us to do. No, I think I missed a super chat earlier. I'm going to go back and read this. Yeah, Johnny, you're happy. You're enjoying the Daft Punk song. One more time, we're going to set free. Don't know whether Zirkzee is going to get a chant just yet. Has he got a chant? Can't remember. And you're saying it's that old nugget. We are predictable in attack as we lack a midfielder who can control the tempo of the game. Man, that was another game. It really felt like to me. It felt like United were actively trying to bypass our own midfield. We rarely even looked or attempted to play it in towards the centre circle when we were in possession. We always went down. You always go wide. It's like United play with a big U shape. Big old gap in the middle. They're not going to come through the middle, man. And then even if you get it to Bruno or Casemiro, you rarely get the two number 10s dropping deep enough to receive the next ball. You kind of then go long over towards the wing back. but just don't progress it centrally enough. You know, somebody, like we spoke about Zirkzee there, and that was the first time that Mason Mount has played 90 minutes for Manchester United in a Premier League game. Do you know how mad that is? First time in a Premier League game. Boy, oh boy. Man, I knew his injuries were that bad. I did not know they were that bad. It's been a long time coming for him, and it was a good goal. Of course someone's turned up. Elevator music. Enjoy. Don't worry about it. It's only the bloody Christmas tree. Merry Christmas. Christmas tree turned up. Come on, there we go. Well, I'll get that up. That's quite fun, isn't it? Anyway, Mason Mount. Right. Back to where we were. Mason Mount, as I said, first time in a Manchester United shirt that he's completed 90 minutes in a Premier League game. It's just a staggering stat. A bad one, but congrats to him. And Mount played well yesterday. And I just hope he stays fit for the rest of the season. Like someone down there saying Mount was class, sharp passing, distribution, good finishing. Rich is saying that should be the theme song. I'm not sure it's going to be the theme song. Oh, wow. Pardon me. JC, you're legend. Let's get the lights on. What should we go for? I think I'll go for this one. Yeah. This looks nice. You ready for this? Feels like Mastermind. It's the Christmas tree lights. Huh? JC's gifted 50. Mate, you've been so unbelievably generous, dude. So unbelievably generous. Mr. Men's saying it's only just December. Look, dude, we're doing an advent calendar. We're here every single day. Every single live show, we'll be giving away a prize. And also going to be doing the PS5 raffle. But that's not set up just yet. I'm going to try and set that up for tomorrow. Big up to you, JC. That looks nice, doesn't it? I'm so glad we got the better camera in here. It looks so much nicer. So much more profesh. Right, what are we saying about Mason Mount down there? Danny saying, hasn't had a bad game this season. Quick-minded. Hey, look, I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing from Mason Mount. And long may it continue. This is the season for Mount. I don't mean this in a horrible, condescending way, but if Mason Mount by the end of this season, it passes him by, Manchester United will probably move Mount on. But if he takes advantage of it, he'll be a United squad player moving forward. JC, look, happy birthday to your son. Everyone will say happy birthday to JC son. What's his name? CJ? It's got to be CJ, right? If it's not, you miss a trick there. Although I'm sure your name isn't actually JC on your birth certificate. Might be. Probably isn't, though. Someone down there saying we scam Chelsea with Mount. You're coming down with a good old troll there. Fair play. But look, somebody who I've been very vocally a critic of this season is very vocally a critic. Yeah, quite a few games actually. Sure. Like the City game will stand out because it was just bad. The Everton game, recency bias is there as well because he just wasn't creative enough. Luke Shaw was fantastic against Palace. There were a couple of recovery runs that he made, which he kind of didn't really have any right to. Like he shouldn't have got back. There was one in particular. I think it was it Sarr? I think it was Sarr who's through. Can't remember. Yeah, look at everyone down there. His name's Jack. Good morning to you, Jack. Happy birthday, mate. December, baby. Worst month. Not for you, Jack, but just in particular. Because then it's too close to Christmas. You want to have presents spread across the year. Although it's early enough that nobody can combine your presents. And that's good. Look, Alex, I hope that is the case because I'm going to be speaking about this man next. Should play like a love song. That Luke Shaw, is it World Cup year? Yeah, you can have your theories, anything you want. But right now, and it has been the case for quite a while in this team, Manchester United's left wing back position is the problem position in this club. Hey, look, you can. We can argue all day long about central midfield being the problem position and also right wing back not being the best, and also this and that. But right now, it feels like the positions that are most affecting the quality of this team are central midfield and left wing back. I don't really think we can magic any more options in central midfield. Could Cobby be getting some more minutes? Yeah, he could be. But Bruno was a difference maker. Casemiro, well, that's by the by in that first half. Was it Nketiah? There you go, it was Nketiah, my bad. But Luke Shaw, right? Martinez came back for his first appearance in over 300 days. Man, dude's been out for a year. That was a long-ass injury. All we can do is, fingers crossed that he can stay fit. But the fact that he's back in the team is a good sign. Now, if I'm looking at a game against West Ham at home, Paqueta's out, by the way. Jarrod Bowen, he plays down there. Is Jarrod Bowen? I think Jarrod Bowen does play down the right-hand side, doesn't he? So maybe that's the exact threat point. So maybe it wouldn't be the best game. But I want to see Martinez left centre-back and Shaw left wing-back at some point this season. It has to be tried. Luke Shaw, with those recovery runs, shows me, dude's still got something in his tank then. He can still be a little bit, I'm not saying that he's going to overlap 40, 50 times a game, but certainly more so than Dorgu naturally does. And Delo. I actually don't think Delo played that badly. If I'm honest, I actually thought Delo played okay against Crystal Palace. But still, it's not going to ever be fit for purpose. And with Ahmad and Mbeumo going to, what have we got? We've definitely got them both for the West Ham and Wolves games. We don't know past that point because it depends on the conversations we have with Cameroon, Ivory Coast and Morocco as to when Mazraoui, Ahmad and Mbeumo will leave for AFCON. I think they're trying to keep them for until the 14th or the 15th. John, you're saying Shaw can't play wing back. Yeah, cool. All right, fella. Shaw also couldn't play 13 consecutive Premier League games this season. He's gone and done that. Might it break him? Maybe. But I want to try it. We need to try and find solutions to that left wing back problem at this club. And I'm looking at the best potential solution for it. Might not work. May not work. Right? But we're very much in experimental territory with that. Because it is there. I tell you who isn't the answer. It is not Delo. Dorgu. He's a young lad who currently, unfortunately, isn't developing enough. It's got all the fundamentals there and the athletic base and those certain elements of his profile which are very good. But from a technical perspective, from a consistency perspective, and also a bit of a bravery perspective, backing yourself to go around the outside. He's just not doing it enough. So I'm looking at Martinez and Shaw as an opportunity. And then I suppose you could say that, what about giving Madison minutes? I mean, that's, for me, more of a risk than the idea of Martinez and Shaw. But I suppose it's not impossible. Either way, I think Shaw has surprised us all with his fitness so far. Does that guarantee that he's going to be able to play there at left? No, not at all. But I think we've got to try these things. Because Shaw is far more of a natural overlapping left back than Dorgu is, or Delo ever will be. I think so anyway. Now, someone who's having a tough time right now, right? Yeah, we'll see it. My point is that don't be surprised if we see it. Would the West Ham game be the right game? Maybe. Will Wolves? Potentially. After Wolves, we've got Bournemouth. Then we've got Villa away. Then we've got Newcastle at home. I don't know what you're trying to argue with me for, dude. Top wing backs in world football get up and down the whole game. We don't have top wing backs, dude. This is called trying to make the most of what you have, not going, oh, well, he's not Hakimi. Oh, he's not Nuno Mendes. Nah. So not PSG. We're United. Currently a mid-table club, trying to get back into the top 6, trying to make the most of what we've got. Or you can just talk about everything that Shaw can't do, if you really want to. It's your choice. Yoro. He's having a tough couple of games, man. I think one thing I didn't quite realise until... didn't quite realise this season. Yoro isn't as confident on the ball as I thought he was. Now, that might just be a sort of a mental blocker for him currently. You know, the risk, like the fact how risk averse he was against Everton in the same way that Shaw was risk averse. Schwab, saying by your second season standard, where are you putting Yoro right now? Yoro developed fantastically well in his first season. Was a significantly better player at the end of the season compared to where he was at the start of the season. As it stands, he's stumbling, right? It was good to see Mason Mount after the game going across, just giving him a bit of support. And that's kind of what you do in like as football players, right? Mason Mount has had his fair share of like darker moments, plenty of them in Manchester United. He came up with the winner yesterday. So therefore, he's mentally got the space and capacity to go over and help someone else who's having a bit of a rough patch, right? And it was good to see Rio after the game, sort of sending his support. Because Rio was involved in actually signing Yoro in the first place as sort of like a mentor and a bit of a role model for him. Maybe see what you're saying. And you want Mazraoui to take Yoro under his wing, Yeah, I think that could help. I think it probably helped last season. Mazraoui, I want to see him play more at right centre-back rather than right wing-back because he's not a right wing-back, but he's a very good right centre-back. That was where his best football came last season. What we're saying down here. Ruben has left himself short by not sharing minutes. Malacia is the obvious choice. Yeah. I don't know how you can possibly say Malacia is the obvious choice. What, a lad who's had a double knee surgical, hasn't played in 2, but he's the obvious choice. That's an interesting one, that is. Clinton saying he's shaky, Sam. Remember him marauding in the right centre-back like Mazraoui. It will come back. His confidence has gone since Bruno got him dropped. Okay, that's a weird comment there. I'm not looking into it too much. It's good to see the United players also... That's the wrong one. It's good to see all the United players supporting him. And Alex, you've mentioned it down there. I think maybe that'll be a good thing. We should probably do a video in support of him. He had a fantastic first season of development at the club. Is he having a wobble now? I suppose it is. He's not in the best of form currently. And I think he probably went off yesterday, and the reason he sat like that on the bench was because I don't think it was a reckless challenge. I think he just kind of, it was a bit messy, wasn't it? It was clumsy. He was behind him, he kind of lost his balance and he kind of fell into him. Was it about 5-10 minutes before he put an absolute 10 out of 10 block that could well have gone in? It comes in moments. Unfortunately for him, he didn't have the best of games, and it's just, I suppose it kind of got to his head a little bit. But it's good to see the support coming out. I'm glad a lot of you down there are confused that the old Malacia is the obvious choice as well as me. Good. Oh, not just me then. This man. What could have been this season if Man United had spent 70, 80 million on a top-level central midfielder and Bruno this whole season was actually playing in the number 10 role. It's the hypothetical. It's something that I was a little bit frustrated at in the summer, and it won't ever change. Where do I want Bruno on the ball? Near the opposition's goal. Where do I not want Bruno on the ball? Receiving it first from his centre-backs, which happens so often, especially when United are struggling against teams. If United are struggling to create from open play, you're almost more likely now to see Bruno dropping way deep to try and spark something. But it's just, I'd much rather have Bruno on the final ball into the final third rather than the first ball out of our defensive third. Andy's saying that wobbles are learning experiences, and he will. Mate, I've got no worries at all about Euro, but it's more the fact that everybody should just show him a bit of support, like you should do as football fans. Like, what we say does impact players. I'm not saying like on an individual basis, but narratives definitely reach the ears of football players. We've seen Bruno in the central attacking midfield for years. Yep, and he's the literal top creator out of any player, of any team in Europe's top 5 leagues. Literally nobody's created more chances than him when he's played in there. He's actually the top assists in the Premier League this season, despite playing in a midfield too. He's now above Paul Scholes in terms of assists for Manchester United in what? 200 less appearances? Maybe even more. I actually don't know any more than that. Big up Bruno, man. Do I think he had the best game yesterday? Not really. I think Adam Wharton and Kamada were significantly better than Casemiro and Bruno were in midfield. That midfield won't ever control the game of football. It just won't. It's not in their repertoire. It's not the sorts of midfielders that they are. Bruno, coming up with the goods when we needed it. 2 really smart set pieces, 2 assists. We win 2-1 in a game where we didn't have too much in terms of overall creative play. Right? We're saying down here. Ibsy saying, I've always thought that Bruno's the best attacking player in the Prem. People always laugh at me for saying it. You all know how much I've defended Bruno in the face of kind of a lot of people for a long, long time. I won't ever change my stance. I don't care what happens. I really won't. I've actually got a Bruno agenda. Hands in the air. I think he's got a disproportionate amount of stick and grief over these years. So I probably will give him a disproportionate amount of support for him sticking through all this. It's just a little bit annoying to see him playing deeper, but still coming up with the assists. Unfortunately, we won't control the game of football until we've got midfielders that we need. But yesterday, thank God for that second half, man. That's all I'll say. Thank God for that second half. Now, if you're playing West Ham, right, we'll preview the West Ham game properly. Like, I think the Start 11 video will go out on Wednesday because we play Thursday night, right? It's another opportunity, by the way. Now, this has actually happened to United against Everton, and it's going to happen to United for the next couple of game weeks, right? We fast forward to match week 14, right? So these are all the games coming up on Wednesday. Every single other team in the Prem plays before we do. So you know how we went into that Everton game knowing that there were drop points, there were opportunities that United didn't take advantage of. What are the ones that we got here? Spurs, they're going to be dropping points against Newcastle. Maybe they both draw. Who knows? Points to be dropped there. You'd expect City to do the job against Fulham. Bournemouth against Everton, again, you'd expect the job. Arsenal against Brentford, you'd expect the job to be done. Chelsea away at Leeds. Leeds are going down this year, I think. So they're probably going to be Chelsea. Liverpool at home to Sunderland. You never know. Probably going to be some more opportunities for that game. And then we go to the week after. You'll see a repeating pattern. Arsenal away to Aston Villa won't be easy. Chelsea away to Bournemouth won't be easy. Spurs are home to Brentford. That would be funny if they lost that game. Come on, Brentford. Liverpool away to Leeds, you kind of expect them to win. United playing on Monday after every other team has played. Pretty frustrating having all these Monday games. But at the very least, we know what's happened at the weekend. We should use it as more energy. We didn't use it as more energy for the Everton game. But yeah, overall, good to be back to winning ways. Even if United, I've said this quite a few times now, even if United were banging form and we're going to play Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, I wouldn't be confident, man. We haven't won there in 5 years. But we did win there. And now, we're 4 points off top. Now, can I, ladies and gents, get involved in this, right? Let me drop you the link. Let me explain the rules. This should work, right? So there should be the possibility for 50 of you to join in now. So there's like 1,300 watching. So if you do want to get involved in that quiz, I very much suggest you click that link and you join in. What this will be, right, is 7 questions. It's fastest finger first. The winner of this is going to get a prize every single day during the live show, towards the end of it. This is going to be the interactive fun thing that we do during December, okay? Got so many A2 posters. I've got a Christmas tree to put up as well. It's been busy up in here. Right, so I can see people are joining in. We've got 13 competitors. 13 competitors. You can see down there in the bottom right. I hope this works. I mean, it should work, right? So it's just 7 questions. And whoever's top at the end of it, on the leaderboard, because there'll be leaderboard going throughout the whole quiz, you'll win a prize. Points mean prizes, people. Points mean prizes. Let me see what else is saying down here in the chat. Monday Night Football is so trash. I quite like a bit of Monday Night Football. I just would rather United weren't every single bloody Monday Night Football. Frees up the weekend on the bright side, someone's saying down there. I actually think we play better when we play first, less weight of expectation. I'd rather we play on Monday than at 12 p.m. Yeah, 12 p.m. on Sunday. That was a grimy kickoff time. Arsenal are going to drop a lot more points after Christmas, says Ant down there. Yeah, you might be right. Can you imagine Bruno playing with the likes of Scholes, Keane? Yeah. Bruno could get into many of Fergie's greatest teams. Without a shadow of a doubt. Right. Let me drop you the link again. Because it was in the chat, but now it's not in the chat. So I'll pin it. Actually, there's only room for 5 more. So I imagine we're about to start very soon. 50 are in, right? 50 are in. So, is this actually start? Have I got this right? Oh, balls. Reload the page. Present. Right. I think we're in. Next slide. Right. Right, 50 players are ready. All right, come on. All right, you ready for this? So it's fastest finger first, all right? So the quicker you answer it, the more points you get. You ready? Go. Answer quickly to get more points. First question. Who scored his first goal of the season yesterday for United? Oh, is that not? That's kind of annoying. You can't quite see it. Who scored his first goal of the season? It's a tough one. Come on. Right, who said Casemiro? 2 of you, sacked. Sackable offence. Right? Leaderboard. Wolfmeister. Oh, no, not you. Oh, yeah. Wolfmeister. Just at the top. Just at the top. But Mount, technically, it's Mason Mount. Mason Mount as well. No, Mount scored against Sunderland. Was it Sunderland? I think it was Sunderland. Right. Second question. All right. Second question. And go. Before his goal yesterday versus Palace, how many Premier League games had Zirkzee gone without a goal? 22, 24, 23, or 25? Right? Boo. Oh, 24 if you got it right. That's funny, because it was 24. It's working quite well. Everyone say thank you to Alex. It's good fun. Right, okay, leaderboard. What are we saying? What are we saying? Who got that one right? Simba. No. Brian. No. Okay, who's top there? Oh, Simba's top. Oh, no. Brian. This is tense. It's good fun, though. I hope it's fun. We can do this every day, by the way, and there's a prize at the end of it. Maybe get a wooden spoon as well for whoever's last. No, maybe not. Who is United's current leading goal scorer in the Premier League? Right? Casemiro, Mbumo, Ahmad, Mount, or Fernandes? We need some quiz music. No, we'll keep that for slot. 59 of you got that right. 3 of you thought Bruno, and 3 of you thought Casemiro. Mate, Casemiro's sneaking some answers here. Steve saying mine was too slow, wouldn't load quick enough. Well, that's your own internet's problem because everyone else is playing fine. Right, Brian's still top. Simba's close. This is tight. The questions get harder, by the way. Right, the questions get harder. Maybe we'll drop this down to 5 questions for the next one. Name the player who made his 150th league appearance for United yesterday. Casemiro, Bruno, Shaw, or Delo? I like how some of you are answering in the chat as well. It's quite funny. John, you enter by clicking the link, which is now gone, so you can't play this one. You can play tomorrow. 22, yep, it was Diogo Delo. And so many people losing points on Casemiro. Oh, we might have a new leader here. We got a new leader. Oh, Jasper's taken it. Jasper Carrot. Right, I think how many questions left? 3 left. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4. That's how it works. This is quite a long one. Who has played every single minute in all of United's Premier League games this season? All right. Shaw, Bruno, De Ligt, Mbumo, or Ahmad? You answer on your own device. You don't have to answer on this. D. That's quite a lot. It's good fun, isn't it? I'm glad it's working. Right? De Ligt. Oh, 25 you went Bruno. It's De Ligt. Could have a new leaderboard. Who's the leader here? Oh, Jasper's got it wrong. He's ballsed it. Has he? Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Brian's back on top. Muldoon. It's a 3-horse race for the first prize here between Brian, Muldoon, and Osman. This is tense. We need some, you know what we need? Like the 64,000 music on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Right. United under-18s play Liverpool at the weekend. What was the score? United, well, you can see the scores down there. That's a lot to read. Maybe we'll do 3 answers instead of 5 next time, Alex, because it's a bit big. So it's a lot going on. But it was a very good score. 57, you got it bang on. It's actually the last thing I was going to speak about in this show. 7-0, Gabriel getting a hat-trick. Yes, please. Right, who got it right? Muldoon got it right. Brian got it right. And Osman. It's tense up there. It's tense. Currently, Brian has a near 135-point lead going into the final question. Don't balls it up, mate. Don't balls. Oh, there's 2 questions left. My bad. It's quite long, this quiz. We need to drop it to 5 questions. Right? Someone scored a hat-trick on Saturday. I may have given away the answer there. Where are you listening? Were you listening? Pretty sure I said Jim Thwaites, didn't I? Yeah, it's JJ Gabriel. That was an easy one. So everyone should have got that right. Right. Now we're going into the final question. The leaderboard. Brian, you've got a 144-point lead for the final question. You ready for this? Let's go. What percentage of Old Trafford's capacity now has safe standing areas? You've got 20%, 15%, 18%, 16%, or 17%. That's a toughie, right? That is a toughie. Could it all change? Could it all change on the last? It could. Oh, Jesus. It is 18%, and 19 of you got it right. Who was right at the top of the leaderboard, though? Oh, no. Oh, it's controversial. I think we might have a... Brian's fuming. He's fuming. Osman. Need to look like a round of applause. I've got a little soundboard here somewhere. I used to have a soundboard. I'll get my soundboard back. Congratulations, Osman. Can you reach out to Alex or Maddie on Discord? Then we'll get your address and we'll get the prize sent out. I actually don't know what the prize is for today, but congratulations to you, dude. You won the first one. So look, that's what we're going to be doing every single day at the end of the show. Something fun, something interactive. You can win a prize. It worked really quite well. And we might do it so that more than 50 of you can join in as well. And we'll reduce the quiz to 5 questions and maybe 3 answers per question. Make it a little bit quicker. But that was fun, right? Congratulations, Osman. Not Leon Osman? Maybe it was Leon Osman. I don't quite know. But yeah, I was supposed to think about this. I was supposed to talk about this. Look at that. 7-0. Gabriel with a hat-trick. Popping out the little Isaac celebration. Yeah, Brian bottled it. Brian, mate, you got to go back to the drawing board. You got to think about what you did wrong. Fuming. Brian, he missed a penalty in the 89th minute for the winner. Sad times. Right. December, isn't it just nicer when you win a game of football? You can do stuff like that. It's December. I'm going to not get that tree up yet because I've got to do lunchtime video. Plan for the week. Lunchtime video today. Podcast video is going to be going out later on. We've also got the West Ham preview on Wednesday. West Ham game on Thursday. Then the Wolves game on the Monday. It's going to be a busy week. Hey, come on, lads. I know we spoke about opportunity after Everton, right? You've got West Ham at home now, then you're playing Wolves away. They're not exactly improved under Rob Edwards. Then after that, we've got Bournemouth and Villa. Get 3 wins in a spin. It makes the world of difference. Yeah, it is available to everyone across the world. I'm pretty sure Mentimeter, you can just join in wherever you're watching from. That was good fun. We'll do it every single day. Thank you all for tuning in. If you can, drop a like on the video. It makes a big difference. And yeah, if you are new, make sure you subscribe. Take it easy.